Okay, good morning. This is Miss Hottie. I'm so excited that you guys are home in your pajamas, enjoying life, and doing your best to stay motivated. Some of you I didn't see in the Microsoft Teams meeting, so I wanted to take a minute to go over what's been in our agenda. If you've already been to the Microsoft Teams meeting, you can skip over this. There have been a few changes though. So the last time I saw you guys, it was a Friday, and they had canceled school for coronavirus for 1 week, and then we went on a 2-week spring break, which we're still on now. But I'm using this time after spring break, because we're not on it anymore. But you guys haven't started yet, to get ready. So I'm doing everything I can to learn about different technologies to stay in touch with you and be able to check in over break. So on the 6th, I asked all of my classes, Ancient World and AP World, to do a response to a Google Classroom assignment. Some of you still haven't responded. I need you to respond, because if you don't respond, I need to send your names over to administration to contact you to see where you are. So please respond if you haven't yet, and I'll send a new check-in sometime this week as well. Expect me to check in about twice a week. On Tuesday of last week, we logged on to Microsoft Teams, and on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we had our optional Teams meetings. Between April 6th and April 20th, I want you guys to be checking Google Classroom every morning by about 9 a.m. You can look at the news about what's happening with the AP exam. That's all on our agenda. I want you to know that the Sweetwater Union High School District wants us to prioritize your health and to focus on grade improvement only when determining your future grade. You can read about that more at your own time. For ninth graders, we're going to be focusing on chapters 10, 11, and 12, but without the same depth. Ms. Rogeson and I will take turns teaching you different things from those chapters. We'll be using 2 weeks per chapter, and hopefully cover some of the skills you'll need in 10th grade. In 10th grade, you're really lucky because we've covered everything you need for the exam. You should feel really good about that. They changed the exam, so nothing after 1900 will be on the test. The notes for chapters 36 through 40 will count as extra credit, but your first priority is to prepare for the exam and prepare for DBQs, and the second priority is to finish those notes. With the intention of doing no harm with ahimsa, I've been looking at what seems fair in terms of grading, and I'll be using that when thinking about grade improvement only. For ninth grade, it might mean that certain assignments don't count, or that I give you lots of opportunities to demonstrate knowledge in different ways to improve your grade. For 10th grade, if you had an A when we went on break, you're going to continue to have an A. So really, it's more about improving your grade. So the notes for chapters 36 through 40 will be extra credit. And then if I assign DBQs, they won't necessarily count for points, but they're going to help you just learn so that you can do better on the AP exam. So I'm not quite sure what we'll do when we get back. These are some things you can do way ahead of time if you have a lot of time on your hands. If you don't have time on your hands, don't worry about this. You can take your time submitting these things. But a lot of you already know how to do reading notes for chapters 10, 11, 12. So if you're done early, turn them in early so you have that extra points towards your grade. Same with AP World. If you finish chapters 36 through 40 outline notes early, turn them in early so I can use that for your grade. But the most important thing is that you start to work on your 2019 DBQ. There's a post-corona rubric, and I've linked on it. So if you just click on this link, it will take you to that. It might take a minute to upload. I went over this during Microsoft Teams. I don't have time to go over it in this video, but you'll notice, a couple of things. You're getting easier points for evidence. You do one more FIA or happy, you get an extra point for that. So take a look at that when you have a moment. And then back to this. Okay, so you can look at changes to the exam as well. Oops, not sure where that came from. So changes to the exam video. That video is about 20 minutes. I want you guys to watch it. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing exactly. I think for ninth grade, we're going to be working with Ms. Rogeson's classes. So you'll have probably some kind of audio or video guided lecture, some kind of skill-based activity, and then some sharing and feedback, and this should say conferencing. For AP World History, we're going to do a tiny bit of content review based on your questions, some document analysis, and mostly DBQ and DBQ revision and submission. I really want my 10th graders to look at the AP World History, the new rubric, and there's a how-to DBQ that's 20 minutes. I want you to watch it. So for 9th grade, we're going to do 2 weeks on chapter 10, 2 weeks chapter 11, 2 weeks chapter 12, and then any unfinished business. I'm not sure yet about exams. For 10th grade, this is the schedule that's coming. We're going to try to do at least one DBQ. I'm not sure exactly which DBQs. And then 2 weeks to review the AP exam, and then 2 weeks to go over any information that's still amazing. There's like World War II and the Cold War in there that you really should know. And then, if there is a mock exam, I'll let you know as well. Okay, don't worry about this too much. These are just possible TBQs you could look at and modify based on a new rubric to practice if you're in 10th grade. And then I'm still thinking of using Flipgrid so I can see your beautiful faces. I'll be letting you know about that soon. And here's an FAQ. You guys can look at this in your own time, but I do need you to know that I'm going to be checking in twice a week and that our main platform will be Google Classroom. So make sure you're checking your Google Classroom. And you can look at this at your leisure. This is the link to the AP World History course exam description. Make sure you look at what units 1 through 6 look like. And then this is the wrong link. I need to update it. The daily schedule has changed. I updated it here, so if you click on this link, it'll take you there, and it'll show you that they've made it, instead of periods 1, 3, 5, it's periods 1, 2, 3 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4, 5, 6 on Wednesdays and Fridays. And I also made a link to sign up for Haughty office hours. These are going to be from 9 to 10, unlike what it says in the schedule. So that's an hour where you can come and bring questions. You can sign up by clicking on this link to come, and that'll take you straight to a Google video. And then I also made like a little quarantine schedule for myself to help myself like feel better during the quarantine and have a little more structure, feel better about my time, and stay healthy. You guys can easily make a copy by opening with and making a copy and then making one like this for yourselves. Remember to let your values guide how you spend your time. And I also put a few notes down here about, trying to stay healthy, avoiding any unhealthy behaviors or engaging in anything unhealthy. And that's it. I hope this helps. I hope to see you guys. First, I want to hear from you during the check-in. So make sure you're checking in on any assignments I post on Google Classroom. Please respond, or I have to kind of report your names to admin. It's not a threat. It's just what I'm going to be doing. And I'm really looking forward to connecting with you at office hours as well, and during our meetings, which will either be at Google Meet or on Microsoft Teams. Feel free to leave feedback about this video. Thank you.